Today, I'm going to be counting down the top 11 features to look for when buying a new turntable. Coming in at number 11 on my list is your turntable mat. I suggest either a rubber, cork, or acrylic mat. You do not want to be using a felt mat. Now coming in at number 10 on the list is a dust cover. I suggest having a dust cover for when you're not playing, to have that down to keep dust off your equipment. Now when you're playing, you want to make sure the dust cover is either up or entirely removed. Now next on the list at number 9 would be to have some vibration dampening feet. Now this is important because any vibration from anything will transmit that sound into your stylus, therefore into your amplifier and into your speakers. At number 8, I would suggest the body or the plinth of the record player to not be plastic. This particular model is made out of an MDF wood. Not necessarily the best, but in this price point, it's great alternative to a plastic body. Now coming in at number 7, we're starting to get into some features that will help preserve your records so they don't get damaged when playing. So number 7 is a cueing lever, which is what you see right here. And what that does is when the record starts playing, when you want to start playing the record, you can just flip this lever down and it'll slowly drop the stylus down onto your record. Now, for automatic turntables, this is pretty much a given feature, but this here is a semi-automatic, and it's something you want to be watching for. Now at number 6, this doesn't have anything to do with damaging your records, but I feel it's important to have a switchable phono or line output, because maybe when you're starting off, you're happy with that line output, but in the future, you may want to get your own preamp, in which case then you'd want to set this to phono and let the external preamp take care of that. Now at number 5, this has to do with having a speed adjustment for your turntable. Oftentimes, the table will spin too fast or too slow. You want to be able to get in there and adjust that. And this model has that. It has a 33 RPM adjustment and a 45 RPM adjustment. Now this isn't something that you would do very frequently. It's probably something you'd want to check periodically. But for the most part, once you get it dialed in at the exact speed that it needs to be, it's something you won't have to touch again. But some record players or some turntables do not come with this feature. And therefore, if it's running a little faster, a little slow, you're kind of stuck with that. Now coming in at number 4 on the countdown is having an anti-skate adjustment. Now what skating is if you were to drop your stylus down onto your record, it's going to want to move one way or the other. It's going to have some side forces on it, which you do not want to have. So by having an anti-skate adjustment, you can get this dialed in so that it isn't pushing to the left or to the right on the grooves in your record. So now we're into the top 3. And at number 3 is having the ability to replace your stylus. Some low-end record players or turntables do not allow you to replace the stylus, or the styluses or styli that are available are hard to come by or are very costly for not very good ones. Now this particular model allows me to replace either the stylus or this entire head shell. So sometimes people swap out the head shell for different purposes. I typically don't do that. When I upgrade or replace my stylus, I usually just replace the stylus on the end, which can save you some money. So that is the number 3 feature you should be looking for. So at number 2 on the countdown is making sure that you have an auto stop feature. Now what auto stop is intended to do is that once your record's done playing and your stylus reaches into the dead wax area here in the middle, it'll stop rotating the record. If you don't have this feature and you get distracted, you may be playing a record, it'll get to the end, and then it'll just continue to spin indefinitely in this dead wax area. That is an easy way to wear down your stylus without even getting to enjoy the benefits of it. And now the moment you have all been waiting for. The number one feature that I look for in turntables is having an adjustable counterweight. Now the reason that's so important is if you have too much weight pushing down on your record when you're playing it, it will absolutely prematurely damage your record and your stylus. You'll be digging a hole through your record with that thing. It's not what you want to be doing. And at the same time, if it's too light, the record is going to be skipping. It's not going to be getting the appropriate downforce onto the record. So it's going to be prone to skipping, and you're just not going to get a very good sound from it. You're going to get a very weak, tinny sound from it. So having an adjustable counterweight to dial in the exact force as recommended by the particular stylus you have on there is the number one feature that I look for in turntables. Now, I just want to tell you a little bit about the turntable that you see here. This is a Fluence RT80. It is their entry-level turntable. It has every one of these features that I talked about, with the exception of the slip mat. It originally comes with a felt slip mat, which I do not suggest. But you can easily pick up a replacement slip mat for around $10 at Amazon. I'll put a link below for one that I recommend. Or do what I did, I upgraded to an acrylic slip mat, which helps prove the sound quality. So, like I said, you don't have to spend a ton of money on a record player to get the features that I have been talking about. I will put a link below to some other record players that I suggest that have the features that are important to me and are a reasonable price. You don't have to spend $500 or $800 or $1,000 on a nice turntable. You can spend $200, $250 to get into this hobby without buying something that will damage your collection. So I hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.